Hi, this is Firefighter, and this is my second video, and thank you for joining me. It's going to be every Tuesday and Thursday for the next year. You're going to follow me on my journey to recovery after an aortic aneurysm surgery. I have been with different doctors that have told me what the procedures are going to be, what I'm going to be going through, but I want to share it with you because this helps my friends and my fellow followers out there, but it also helps me, right? So it's almost like a therapy session. So this being said, the first episode, the first part was my discovery of what I have, right? The aortic aneurysm in my chest. It's about 5 centimeters, a little bit bigger, and they grow slow, but I discovered it, and this is going back December 29th. But my journey is going to be a year. So my discovery and the different parts, what I'm going to be doing. This video here, I'm going to discuss the organizational part. The organizational part would be like an outline of what's going to happen to me. And that was one of the second things like that came to my mind is after I discovered it, it was a shock. Right? I had the emotional piece, which I'm going to discuss the next video, but this piece was the shock of like, okay, now I need to straight up get to business, organize, make sure everything's aligned in the right places. And that being said, I wanted all my beneficiaries to be in the right place. I wanted to make sure all my financial institutions had the right people where they're supposed to be. So if the worst case scenario happened, they would be in line to, unfortunately, take over everything I've built, which is my little empire, right? And my little empires, it's just been the savings, the house, the things I put together over all the course of my 45 years. But I want to make sure it's a smooth transition so they could get this without a weird disruption and complication. So that's part of my organizational part. And on top of the organizational part for the family, for the kids, for the wife, the house, and the banks, you want to organize also your job, your supervisors, the industry you're in. Let them know what's going on. And also it is good for you, and it is something to get it off your chest to discuss with the right people in your industry. So friends, co-workers, like I said, supervisors, right? Then organize, like in this outline, you want to make sure, like doctors, you want to get on it, right? You want to make sure you have the right, cardiothoracic surgeon, the right cardiologist. And you could have a first and second opinion, a third opinion, and you could go outside of your network. And what I did is I did all those things. Right? So I aligned everything I felt was critical from my family immediate to what is going to happen if worst case scenario happens, and they're left with what I have. And if I wasn't organized, it would just be all this stuff that they would have to be a complication of them to figure it out, right? So I immediately organized. And then doctor-wise, I looked for the best possible in my network I'm in, surgeons and cardiovascular, doctors, which would be like the cardiologists, and just everything, right? Get all the tests you need. So all the tests would be angiograms, echocardiograms, right? And blood work. So surround yourself in the organizational process with people that are supportive. And that's also very important, right? So surround yourself with the people that want to be there for you, to help you, and because you're going to need it. And you're also going to need probably a therapy, some type of a therapist. And I actually took advantage of that when a doctor recommended me. You probably need somebody to talk to other than the family and people outside of your work. You probably need maybe a therapist to ease your stress, because this organization of planning and everything, your mind is racing. Especially, this has been 20 days since I've discovered this issue. I went from discovery to planning, and then the next video, I'm going to discuss the emotional piece. The emotional piece is also something that was the immediate, thing from the discovery, to organization. And it doesn't have to go in order. The emotional piece happened when I first discovered this. And so for everybody out there that is watching, if you end up finding out that you have something like this, I recommend sitting down and having a chart from the most important to the least important. And it could be things that, it could be critical to some people and not so critical to others. But write down things that are really important to you. And actually, even if you don't have this serious operation, it's good to do this just because. So this journey, you're going to see me from basically surgery, where I am right now, which I feel like I'm in great shape, other than I have this ticking time bomb. And, inside, it's so sad, right? And I am going to discuss this, how I feel, how I can't sleep. But that's going to be the next video. So thank you for watching, and tune in next time I'm going to be on, and it's going to be Tuesdays and Thursdays every week for a year, and you're going to see, the ups and downs, and you're going to see, I'm going to tell you about visits I've been to the doctors and what they've told me, and my, experiences and this whole journey that is, it's good that I discovered it so I could actually overcome it. It's bad I have to go through it, but it's a necessity to get back to where I am right now, to be around my children, my wife, family. And again, thanks for watching. So join me next week, and I'm going to go over the emotional piece.